So while I was in Bathurst the other day, I took the opportunity to go to the National Motor Racing Museum that's up at the Bathurst Circuit, up at Mount Panorama. And I've just done a quick run through with the camera to show you what's in there, because this particular museum changes on a fairly regular basis. So the cars that are there, there's some that are always there, but they do have a big change. So you can see there are a couple of John Goss's cars, a couple of nice Falcons. And then as we wander through, there's just a wide range of cars. So the old Brocky Around Australia car, or one of those from that era. I don't know if Peter's name was on that one. And then quite a lot of the old V8 supercars. So I'm not going to try and be super informative about all the different cars, because I really don't have all that information at my fingertips, but I thought it was a good opportunity to show you what was in there when I was there. I love that Pepsi Max. I reckon the merch that they had that particular year probably would have been some of their biggest sales, because I know I've still got some of it, and they were just, as a Ford guy, really nice. You know, all the blue and the red, it just looked really good. And of course, very successful time. So there's some really nice bikes there. There's some road bikes as well. But anyone that watches, they would know that I did a little bit of motocross in my early days. I wasn't too good at it, didn't stay on very often, but they were good times. There's some really cool stuff here that I really get a kick out of, just checking out some of the innovation from these early days, some of the early race car stuff. I think last time I was here there was a bigger, like a more set up display of that those items, but like I say, it changes all the time, and it's nice to be able to come along and see all these different old touring cars. So it was quite cost effective to get in. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was only sort of $20 or something, and then you could really spend a lot of time, because all of those pictures is all memorabilia all the way around with a lot of information to be taken in. Loungy's Falcon, that was another one that when that car came out, that was just so out there and sort of new in the styling, and of course nowadays is, you know, everything, but I mean that car in its day was unbelievable. So I dare say that's the Bathurst winner from last year. Brocky's big banger, eh? Moffat's Falcon Pride of Place there, so this coincided with the GT Nationals, so it might have been part of the reason for the Ford in Pride of Place. I always found it very interesting when you look at these race cars, just how much like things like the guards were pumped a bit more than factory just to get the bigger wheels under. Definitely made a little bit more room in the rear there, and also in the front. The guards have sort of bellied out through the middle. And a nice collection of Perkins cars as well. I see Larry's still on the job. They're restoring some of his old cars at the moment. I catch a glimpse of that every now and again on some of the socials, where they're doing those back to original, and a lot of the tricks they used to do, they're actually redoing those, even right down to Perkins himself hand doing the numbers and all on the shifter on the console, and I thought some of that stuff was pretty cool. So a whole lot of road bikes now, and like I say, I don't necessarily know a lot about them, but I thought it was pretty cool to be able to get some footage. Man, that's a nice looking bike. It's an amazing bike to have sitting there. That's obviously why it's behind glass, so Gardner's bike. And we'll just throw a little bit of Speedway in as well. I had the ropes up there, I couldn't get through, but I think I ended up back in there in a minute. So a little bit of something for everybody in here, that's for sure. There's a big mix of bikes and cars, and then sidecars. I've just been watching the TT on the telly from England, and it's amazing to watch those guys on those sidecars going around that course. The Isle of Man, it's unbelievable. There we go, I've jumped the rope now, got on the other side. I do like a lot of this old stuff, probably because my dad used to collect and restore old motorbikes, so I think that sort of rubbed off on me a bit. Not that I'd probably own one, but I do appreciate the amount of effort and work to restore some of these old bikes. And even a little bit of Speedway. So thanks for joining us again. I'm going to head out the door shortly, but before we do, there's just a couple more to see. Very old drags to that one, I would imagine. And then something I was a little bit surprised to see that we're going to see in a minute. No, we're going to go the other way first. So a collection of Hansford's bikes as well. Now that last little surprise was to actually see the wreck from Mossford's big smash up at Bathurst, which come down through the S's there and come undone. It's nice to see it preserved and be able to take in some of the damage and just see how strong those cars were built. So as I was saying, thanks for joining us, and if you're up in Bathurst or heading through that way, take that little bit of time. It's only going to take you half hour or an hour to have a wander through. It's a really good showing of cars and bikes, and pretty easy to get into, and really nice people there to look after you. So thanks for joining us again, and don't forget, if you like what you're watching, share it with your friends. Just click on the button when you finish watching. If you've got any comments, I'll get back to you. And as per usual, bye for now.